Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second live stream of the day. Today is Tuesday, and it looks like June, June 11th, moving pretty fast. So usually we don't do two streams, but there was a couple of topics that we wanted to cover, and that was the multi-chain game called Cornucopias. And before we get into that, of course, the world is our world, the crypto market, not doing so hot today. It's dipped as low as 66,000, somewhere around there, and we've been bouncing around. Now, if you want to know why that is, of course, we already talked about this today itself, and the link is in the description for that. But what I want to talk about today is Cornucopias. And I had the guys on. I had Josh and Rob on like Saturday or so. Actually last Friday, and they were talking to me about their node sales, and I thought it was quite interesting because it was, first of all, it was very easy to do. Second of all, it was relatively inexpensive as far as nodes go, only $300. And I thought to myself, well, people seem to love cornucopias, and the game looks pretty good. I mean, if you're into the gaming sector, or maybe you're into just the investment sector, whatever else it is. But I liked it because, of course, it has a massive following because of the Cardano community. But what I didn't know was that they actually started on Binance Chain, then they bridged over to Cardano, and they're also on Ethereum and now on Base. So I like to see these types of examples of industries or projects embracing a multi-chain approach. So I think that's where we're going in this sector. So I actually picked up a node myself, so I want to be totally transparent. I own a node, and I'm helping Cornucopias become a little bit more decentralized. And like Rob talks about in the video today, he's like, look, we could either do it this way, or we could just fire up over at Amazon Web Service or AWS and pay them a boatload of money. Or we could go and be true to the ethos of what Crypto Digital Assets is actually doing. So we'll talk to these guys, and this is a pre-recorded interview. And just, stick around to the end, because if you want to actually get into a node, I'm just going to warn you that there's already scams afoot. And I had to actually reach out to Josh, and he had to tell me that this was not the right way of the things that were being done. And there was actually a scam in my wallet and what you should actually be doing. So without further ado, let's jump into the interview with the guys from Cornucopias. Was promised, what I want to do was talk to the gentlemen from Cornucopias, and Josh and Rob are here on the show for the first. I can't believe this is the first time we've actually talked on the show. Welcome.
I think it's the second.
Yeah, no, we did a while back, I think, but it's been 2-3 years maybe.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Yes.
I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. So
no, you're good. Thanks for having us, man. It's great to be back, and it was really good to see you in Consensus.
Oh yeah, that was a quick thing. So today I want to reintroduce my community to you guys and what's going on with Cornucopias. We just talked about the latest issue or news that you guys had, but just break this down real quick. I wanted to go over three things. First, I just want to talk about Cornucopias, essentially what it is and the platform itself. Also, there's this big kind of latency between like a Web 2 versus Web 3 gamer, and why there's such a stagnation to move over to Web 3. And then lastly, I know there's the thing we're talking about, which was nodes, and also things that are going on as far as with the land that is coming to fruition very soon over on the game. Looks beautiful. So, gents, let's start with the first one. What is Cornucopias? And break it down for us.
Sure. Cornucopias is an MMO life simulator game where the lore starts off as humanity has ascended into the clouds, into these giant dome-like structures. By giant, I mean about 8 kilometers in diameter. And then there's a variety of gameplay experiences inside each of those domes. And so part of the game is just traveling from dome to dome, flying in space, so to speak, and entering the dome. And then you can do a variety of things like crafting, fishing, mining, combat, racing. And so that it just provides this variety where you can explore a giant realm.
Excellent. Yeah, it looks pretty great. Rob, how do you see it as far as the game itself?
I think the game itself, we've been building this now over just coming up to 3 years. We've got 53 team members, and it's been a huge undertaking. It's a large vision. We build all our own artwork in house. We don't use any marketplaces assets. We're building on the very latest in technology gaming, which is Unreal Engine 5.3. And I think that really comes through when you see the lights and the shading. And like Josh says, these giant worlds, they're 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers. There's domes. We're going to release 3 of them in the next month or so, and 9 by the end of this year. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to releasing those larger domes. We have the game currently live for the last 6 months in pre-alpha, where people can go to a smaller dome and then race with the NFT vehicles. And yeah, the community is really passionate, really behind us, and yeah, it's been such a good journey so far.
Yeah, excellent. And that's one of the things that drew me to the project itself, is because the community. I know people will say, "Well, it's just the community." Community is what makes everything run. And when you guys are talking about community, of course, when I first heard about it, it was massive Cardano community. Now, as time has gone on, how have things actually progressed with Cardano and maybe multi-chain?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think Cardano's done really well. They've stayed on pace for what we had expected for the most part. It's an early stage ecosystem, but it's really coming into maturity. And so you see a lot of parties or groups just building on Cardano, and there's a lot of innovation happening in that space, which is great. But and Cardano has always been our home chain. But that being said, we started off cross chain. We launched our token on Binance chain.
Right.
And then we created the bridge to Cardano with Chainport and Chainport.io, which facilitated greater interoperability. But our long-term vision has always been first to captivate all of Web3 with our game, to build an amazing game that really is appealing to all of Web3. And then when we feel it's ready for the criteria of mainstream gamers, Web2 gamers, which is significantly higher bar because it's robust in a mature industry in Web2. When we're ready, we start to market and launch to mainstream gamers and adjust our marketing strategy accordingly. So that's been part of our strategy. So cross chain has always been a mentality, and we're on currently Cardano, Ethereum, Base, and Binance chain.
Excellent. Okay, Rob, anything to add on that one? Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for us in developing a game, we want to just go where the gamers are, and the gamers are everywhere. We don't see, we're not maximalists on one particular chain or not. Gamers, they go on PCs, they go on mobiles, they go on Xboxes, they go on PlayStation, and that's just how we see the blockchain. It doesn't matter what blockchain you're on. We're just interested in gamers.
Makes a lot. Which, you know what, this is a great segue, because we're trying to launch our own different projects that we're doing in the background. And one thing that I found was a lot of pushback between Web2 gamers and Web3 gamers, or people actually moving over to Web3. And what we've seen is just like this massive discourse of people saying, we don't think anything's broke with Web2. Why are we doing NFTs? And that's a big thing. Why are we doing NFTs? Why are we doing these tokens? And they're in their, I guess I would say, a bubble of what they want to play and what they want to see. Why is that? And how can we move that to the next level? And is that just inevitable?
Yeah, I think Web 2 has, I don't know if there was a fear of the innovative technology and the power of Web 3 that caused propaganda to go out, or if it was just the very nature of a money-focused industry like crypto being ripe with scams. One of the two occurred, or a combination of both. And what that's done is, in Web 2, that's created a mass perception that NFTs and crypto are scams, etc. Unfortunately, that is the case, and we're well aware of that. What that means is we got to start breaking down walls. There are walls and opinions and myths out there, and we have to lead with the kind of quality that leaves them no choice. And furthermore, we're in addition to breaking down those walls by leading with quality and the quality that meets mainstream gamers' criteria or above and beyond that, right? And then making it as seamless as possible. That's the other way. blockchain is behind the scenes. They don't need, we want to make it as easy as possible for mainstream gamers to get in, create an account, and play the game. They don't even know they're using blockchain, but they are. That is our goal, and we are really close to doing that. We've got the plan in place, the wallet creation, the MPC wallets, and all sorts of things that will really assist in making that secure, but also incredibly user-friendly for the gamers. So they'll still have access to a decentralized liquid market. And I think that's powerful.
Yeah, I think there's irony there, because for me, the biggest scams happen in our modern world, in Web 2. Gamers are crying out for blockchain technology. They just don't understand it. Gamers have been trying to sell their skins, sell their accounts. And on what happens is, they, like CSGO, we've seen everybody that have been scammed, trying with PayPal scams, trying to sell them with blockchain and with Web3 and with our game. The trading of accounts and ownership is built in. We encourage people to sell their accounts, sell their assets if they want to, in a safe and secure way that's completely transparent. And so I think it's an education piece, but I think also for adoption, there definitely is this narrative that's been easy to push on, but I think it will happen really, really quickly. Samsung and Apple, they're both building wallets into their phones. They're just not ready to push them yet. They're still testing. And I think what will happen is Apple will come out and say, oh, look, we've just invented blockchain technology. And everyone will just naturally start aping into it. And all of a sudden, Web3 will be a thing. So I think it will happen fast. Just at the moment, the narrative is very negative.
Right. It's funny you pointed out the irony there, and not to get political, but another irony there of the scams in Web3 or whatever is the fact that the US dollar is by many viewed as a scam. We don't know what the circulating supply is. The government, when they want to ease monetary policy, they can hit the Control P button, and people are being robbed through inflation. I don't want to go there, but like, that is a opinion, and it, you have to look at that and weigh it out as well. But yeah, anyways, we do need quality projects that aren't scamming anyone to really create a new perception of Web3 gaming and crypto as well, because that can bring in the masses.
Yeah, I got to agree. I think it really comes down to education. Unfortunately, we have the powers that be. You have the Elizabeth Warrens. You have the different people that are up there that say crypto is all bad. It's here to steal everything. FTX is crypto. FTX failed. You guys will get failed by crypto. And that's not really how it goes. And the same thing has been said, like, as far as like with Bitcoin mining and the energy usage, it really comes down to education. So it's the same thing here that I see with Web 2 moving on to Web 3. Why do people allow this? Well, it's because they have been duped into believing a certain narrative. And that's just how it is. But that's a whole nother show for another video, and we'll talk about all that stuff. But let's get into node sales. So it looks like this was put out on June 5th. And it looks like 25 days until our file node NFT sale ends. Talk to us about this and what this means. And of course, I've got some things here in the marketplace. And also, if we could gently touch on the thing we just talked about in the very beginning, as far as like the land sales and the things that are going on there.
Yeah, absolutely. So to lead it off with the nodes, the node sale is all about pushing us towards greater decentralization by allowing the community to participate by providing infrastructure that improves the onboarding experience for new gamers. So what that means is their file nodes. They're going to help with the game download. It's a rather large file, and being so large, that can take a long time to download, which increases the error in downloads. The time increases errors, etc. And so what this does, it helps to massively improve the game download speed and removes the single point of error on that download as well. So, and I think it's a great way for our community to participate in this, and you get paid rewards for doing so, for providing that service. So that's what the nodes are about. And then the land grab, well, I don't know if Rob wanted to say anything further about the nodes before we went into land grab.
But I think, downloading games is traditionally quite slow. But we can just pay more money to Amazon, and Amazon will give us a bigger pipe and it'll come down. Or wouldn't it be a better way if we could actually reward our community to host these nodes decentrally? If you're say downloading and you're downloading the game from somebody that's maybe in the next town to you, because that is going to be a quicker experience than if your local data center is maybe in another country. So we can get a lot closer to the actual player and offer, I think, a much better service and reward our community rather than giving the rewards to Amazon.
Hey, real quick, I just started to think about a question, which was, I know some people say, well, nodes are some are quite difficult to set up and some are super easy. We've taken a look at Menace Network, Aether, and those types of things. These types of nodes are quite simple. Like, how would this, just like a general overview, how would this look if somebody went in there and bought one of the nodes itself?
Yeah, well, and you know, the onboard and the user interface has been really, really important to us from day one. Our nodes are different to what you've seen with other Web3. I don't think any other gaming company, as far as I know, has the nodes that work the way that ours do. And we set up our nodes so that you can set them up really in 5 minutes. It has like a Docker download. We'll give you full instructions, and we have two types of way to deploy the node. You can host it as a node pool operator. So if you're a bit tech savvy, you can run that node on your own hardware or on a VPS system. You might have to do some command lines and punch some holes in your firewall. You know, so a little bit of tech, but not too difficult, and you can be up and running in 5 minutes. But also for those that are not tech savvy but still want to contribute to running our infrastructure, what we have is a delegate system where in a month from now there'll be like an annual subscription, and you'll be able to delegate your node to one of these decentralized operators. And because your NFT represents a license to run a node, they will run that node on your behalf. They will get a little reward, but you will also be rewarded as well, just like other node operators. So we want to go for maximum exposure from the technical side to the non-technical side.
I like that synergy. Josh, anything to add before we get into the land sale?
No, I think you covered it well. The only other thing I would add would be that the sale is ending on June 30th, because on July 1st, we distribute the NFTs and begin paying the rewards. So we have a very short window here, and then we're pausing for a while. We'll reopen the sale at a later date, but we need to get those first contributors their rewards and get this going so we can test and improve.
And they're currently $300. You know, they go up $15 every tier as we sell more. But I think this is one of the cheapest node offerings I think that you'll find, and we have obviously a working solution.
Well. I think we'll have to stop this video right now as I pick up some nodes. Everybody, if you're looking for a link for the nodes, there's a link in the description. It is an affiliate link. If you cannot stand affiliate links, that's fine. You can go right to Cornucopias, the website itself, which is cornucopias.io. But if you'd like to click on that, that would actually help the channel. So, gentlemen, let's talk lastly about the land, because I know this has been a big push. You guys have been talking about this for a little bit of time. Tell what's happening. When is that going to go through, and how does that all work?
I'd say we're about 60 days off from the land, and the thing that I would from the land grab. And actually, while we have been talking here, I got an update that the final art pass is completed for all 3 8-kilometer in diameter zones of Solace. And what Solace is those zones. We have 12 different zones eventually in Cornucopias. Solace is one that looks like Colorado. It's got basically rivers and streams and mountains, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I would play that one video you had up if possible for Solace, but and definitely for those that, this one right here. So this is an example of the quality of our graphics, which is a testament, number one, to the amazing, passionate team we have, and also it's a testament to the power of being on the cutting edge of the best game engine there is, which is Unreal Engine 5.3. Look at those graphics. They can almost make you smell the land. And that's what we're going for. We want a real immersive experience. And so that land grab is coming up soon, where players who have participated in our NFT sale, they're sold out. But by the way, they are available on jpeg.store and also Token Riot. So both of those places you can go and buy Cornucopias land if you're interested and participate in the land grab. This means that players will be able to go take their NFT and select where in one of those 3 8-kilometer domes they want to place their property. It's incredibly powerful, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And one of the things about that is that this is your property. That it's not, there aren't 10,000 people that get to own that property. That's you, one person. So really, really cool.
Yeah, and there'll be seasonal rewards for running your land. We're an MMO, so on your land you'll be able to do farming on there. You'll be able to run around in the land plots take up about 1% of that world. The other 99% is exploration. It's lakes, it's rivers. You've got probably the biggest fishing esports game that's going to come in the future. We've got mining, we've got crafting, we've got all kinds of district versus district competitions. You've got travel from one large dome to another dome, and this is just the first. Although it's 3 worlds, that makes up the first of 12 theme zones that we will release over the next few months and the next few years, where we will have intersector competitions and districts, and it's a huge game. They're all different. The artwork, like I said, is all built in-house. There's tons and tons of variety in there. It's going to be so exciting to see these 3 huge, the first of these huge theme zones released in the next month or so.
Yeah, you guys are going to be overnight success. That only took 3 years. That's how here's how it works. So everybody, there is links in the description for everything that we talked about. And Rob and Josh, I want to say thanks for taking the time to stop by the show. We'll have you on again as things start to roll out.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right, guys, let's jump back. All right. So again, I want to thank Josh and Rob for stopping by. That was great. And it was a lot of information that I was not aware of. I didn't know it was multi-chain. I didn't know how close they were. I didn't even know that they had the node and the land grab, which was fantastic. And in that video, you saw where I actually bought a node. It was like $315, somewhere around there, right? But I used my NAMI wallet. I used Cardano, bought it. Bam, done. As soon as that was done, I took a look in my wallet, my NAMI, whatever. And I saw this right here. It says Cornucopias NFT mint key. I was like, ooh, that's interesting. I thought that was it. So I sent this image to Josh. I said, hey, man, is that how it works? Because I'm not really too well versed in it and I don't know everything. And he goes, look, that's a scam NFT. This is not minted by us. And he says, this is where you buy the node license that you will receive it on July 1st. So if you guys are interested in buying the node, make sure to be aware of that. Nothing's going to happen until July 1st. You're just buying the node operator license, and nothing's going to actually come through as far as like generation and stuff like that until July 1st. Now today, we're looking at June 11th. I think it's June 11th. Is it June 11th? Let's see. June 11th. Yeah. So just to be sure, I don't want anybody to get scammed. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And that's what's going on. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for today. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Everything we talk about is time sensitive. That's it so much. I appreciate everybody for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.